applying any makeup, I'm gonna apply a skincare. I always use a vitamin C in the morning. Just a little bit like that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but a little bit like that. Just going with it like that. Also on the neck and the back of the neck. Next, we're gonna apply some sunscreen. I always like change my sunscreen, and this is the one I'm currently using. It's by Srichand, which is like a brand from Thailand. But if you're not like from Thailand or something like that, this one I've also used before. It's from Banana Boat. However, I do not really like this one because this one kind of comes off as a little too oily for me. The one from Canmake, like the Japanese brand, which I believe is like sold worldwide, I also used that before and it's pretty good. I'm only using 2 fingers of sunscreen. It kind of depends on like the texture of the sunscreen I'm using. I've heard before that the 2-finger method is like the recommended usage of sunscreen, and I've been doing it since. If you have the sunscreen that is a little like heavy weighted, you can like just apply like one finger at a time and then just like, you know, let it dry a little bit and then you apply the second layer. I'm gonna also apply some sunscreen on my neck area as well. Next, I'm gonna use this BB cream by Clear Nose, which also has a SPF, but the SPF in like these kind of products is not like as effective as like the actual like, you know, sunscreen. So I suggest that you apply a sunscreen before like applying anything else. I'm just gonna use about that amount and just like kind of dab it on my skin. Honestly, it's a little too much. I'm just gonna use about like that amount, and I'm trying to like put everything else back in the package. And I also like to apply the rest on my neck area to like have a even skin tone. When applying any BB cream or like foundations, there are few methods that I like to do. One is just like go in with the finger, and the second method is like using this kind of brush, and the third method is using a sponge, which I'm gonna do today. Basically, I just wet my sponge a little bit and like kind of just squeeze it, and I'm gonna use this bottom side to just blend it all out. Okay, so I just finished with the BB cream. I might look a little weird right now because like my face is just like popping out like that, but please trust the process. So while waiting for this to dry a little bit, I'm gonna use a lip balm to kind of prep my lip for the lipstick later on. I'm also using this lash serum by Etude. Before, I've always used it like only at the night time, but now that I like to curl my lashes, I feel like whenever I use this one, my lash curls better and it like kind of holds the mascara better. So I'm gonna prep that right now. Okay, so I don't know why when I apply my like sunscreen and BB cream and all that, my skin gets kind of like a little too oily than what I would like to, and that makes like my makeup like it just smudges all over. Before applying anything else, I like to go in with like just any powder. You can use baby powder or like some like beauty powder and all that. So I like to just like use my fingers and apply it on my brows to prevent the brows to smudge off later. And I'm gonna apply the rest on my neck and these areas. And then I'm gonna use this kind of brush, like a very big brush, kind of just like, you know, dab off the excess powder. And next I'm gonna go in with this concealer by L'Oreal. It's the Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I'm using it in the shade of 309. Whenever I'm applying like any liquidy kind of stuff, I like to just like smudge it on the back of my hands first. So about this amount is enough for me. And I'm just gonna use it under my eyes. Just tap it in like that. I'm not flipping you off. I just like to use my middle finger to apply makeup for some reason. And I have a acne spot right here, so I'm just gonna dab it like that. I'm gonna use this old same sponge that I used to apply my BB cream and just like kind of dab it in like that. You can see that like the spot is kind of like blended out now. You can also use your fingers, but I feel like my makeup looks better whenever I'm using a sponge, so I'm just gonna do that. Next, I'm gonna go in with the contour. I don't even know what brand it is. Like, I've bought it like when I was in grade 10, and I haven't been using it, and now it's like so worn out, and I just started using it again, so it's kind of yucky, but it works. So again, I'm gonna apply it on the back of my hands like that. So I'm just gonna apply it along my jawline like that, and just a little bit on like this area. Again, you can blend it out with your fingers or sponge or like the brush, which I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna use this kind of brush, and again, I'm just gonna wet it a little bit. So what you wanna do, just like to just tap it in. You don't want to like smudge it, because that doesn't look good. Since we're already working on our cheekbone area, I'm gonna work on my blushing my cheeks as well. I love this shade so much, and I would like to use it for the rest of my life. It just suits me so well. I love it so much. So I'm just gonna use this kind of blush, right, and just tap it in, and just tap off the excess. I'm gonna tap it just like in this area of my cheeks, because it is just like how my, you know, like face shape is. Because if I do too much over here, it's gonna look like I have too much cheeks, and I just feel like it's not proportionate. Next, I'm gonna apply the highlighter. This one is by Sivanna Color. I'm using the shade number 2. It is the Cherry Highlight. I'm not sure if that's the name of the shade or like just the name of the product, but anyways, I'm using this kind of shade, and I'm just gonna use this kind of brush as well. Just use like this area of the brush, and again, tap it off. I also like to use it like with my finger and apply it on my nose. And next, I'm gonna contour my nose using this 2 thing. I'm gonna use this shade right here and tap the brush in like that. Pop. And again, tap it off. And the almost last step is doing the brows. I'm using, I don't know what brand it is, it's like so worn off. I'm just using like this side of the brow pencil to just like brush up my brows. So it's giving like a tattoo kind of vibes. So when I apply, I just like do like that. It's giving like a more natural looking kind of look. I'm using this lash curler by Muji. If you have like an Asian eye like me, I think it's the best option. Yeah, whenever like you use the curler that doesn't fit with your eye shape, your lashes doesn't like really curl up, you know. So give it a try. It's very affordable. I think it's about like $3-4. I don't remember, but it's pretty cheap. What I like to do is just like look down a little bit and push my eyes in a little bit with that, but not too hard, just a little bit, just to give the lashes a little lift so you can curl it. And I'm just gonna apply like mascara, like just like normal. So a little tip, normally people would just apply mascara like this, right? And for me, that doesn't like really cover every part of my eyes. So like it doesn't cover this area of my eyes. So what I like to do is, instead of like holding it like this, I'm just gonna flip it this way in the vertical way and do that. So what I just did in the very last step is using a tweezer to kind of like gather like these small lashes together so it looks more visible. Now I'm gonna use this thing. It's actually like the brow dust kind of thing, but I'm just gonna use it as my eyeliner. I'm gonna blend this shade with this and tap it like that. Close my eyes and just a little bit like that on the bottom as well. It's just so hard to talk while doing this. Okay, so very last step now, I promise you. I'm just gonna apply a lipstick. I'm currently using this one by Charmiss in the shade of 05 If Lychee Soda. So whenever using a lip tint, don't just like one smudge and like mama like that. I find it so much better to just like use the right amount of the lip tint and just apply it all over the lip with the applicator from the lip tint, or you can also use your fingers to blend everything out. And now is our finished look. So that was like the bathroom light, right? It's like a little yellow, and now it is me in the natural light. It looks so much better. Ugh, look at that.